All right, well, hello there, and welcome to day 97 of our 100 videos challenge. Hey, we're 97. We're almost there. Almost made it to the 100. Now, after I make it to the 100, I'm not quite sure where I want to go with this video series that I've been doing. It's kind of gotten to be a fun habit. It's kind of, it's an interesting little thing. I mean, obviously my videos don't go anywhere, say a whole lot. They're just you know, mostly just a little tidbits of this and that of my life and what's going on, or like a personal opinion piece or something like that. And then of course I ended usually with, trying to make sure that easy karma of not easy way to stop being a dick. Number one, don't be a dick. But of course I say it a little more artfully. I'd like to think I do. So it's Tuesday, and I like to post memes in my work chat, and sometimes on Facebook. And people know me from Facebook. Know that during the first election where Trump was involved, I saw people tearing themselves apart with the whole Trump versus Clinton versus whatever whatnot, and um, I started posting like daily admonishments of trying to be kind to your fellow human and stuff like that. And it's something it's something I've fallen away from, and that could just be due to daily stress, daily thing. I never got a whole lot of reaction out of it. People would tell me in person that they liked what I was doing, but as far as like getting, like all social media, if you want to be big on social media, it's all about the likes and the subscribes and all that kind of stuff. And it was hard to get a lot of those. In fact, I didn't get a lot of those. So, and it's not that I was doing it for the likes and subscribes. It would have been nice if it had blown up. And it's the same thing with being on TikTok here. And then later on, when I do finally upload all these to YouTube, which I am very behind on, but when I load them to YouTube, it's, on my YouTube, I have all of 11 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Now, granted, I don't put a lot on my YouTube, which is why it's there. I don't work to make it big, but I also don't discuss anything or do anything that is political, controversial, one side or anything like that. I try to keep these as middle of the road, but kindness inspiring that I can. And I do realize that's not everybody's bag. People want to see conflict. We don't watch football because they're playing tag. We watch football because they're crunching each other over a little route, over a ball. Um, Same thing with any type of political content, movie review, music review, that type of stuff. We people don't watch those because they want to see the guy giving a glowing review. They want some controversy. They want some argument to it. I try not to be that way because, well, I just try not to be controversial. Or what's the word I'm looking for? I don't. I try not to be. No, 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 no. Um, Shoot. You know what? The word's going to come to me after I hit no. But like I said, I try not to be confrontational. That's the C word I was looking for, confrontational. I try not to, throw something in their face. And now that might make it look like I have no opinions at all. Trust me, I do. They're very strong ones. But I also do realize that I, there is so much vitriol in the world right now, and social media is the blame for it. And here I am on a social media platform, but social media is the blame for it. But there's so much vitriol in the world. He said, she said, they said, it said, what said, got that said, this group did this group did that, this actor does this person does that. There's so much crap and shit and downright anger in the world. And I don't want to be one of those people that promotes it. I will watch things for educational purposes. I will make sure to see, make sure I have a view of things from the most angles that I can get. But I don't need, I don't feel the need to add my voice to it. Um, I mean, I'm just still one more voice. What am I going to do with what's one what's what am I? All I am is a 48-year-old burnout working in IT doing a TikTok video on a polo. And I remind myself of watching The Last Starfighter. It's like, if that's what you think you are, just a kid in a trailer park, then that's all you're ever gonna be. It's interesting. I watch these older movies, and there's lessons in them without having them pin you over the head with it or throw it in your face. When I was still teaching Jediism, um, one thing I always challenge someone to do is to read a book of fiction and say, I want you to read this book. And then when you're done with this book, and I let them choose whatever book they want because I didn't know what their taste was. I said, I want you to tell me the 10 lessons, big or small, but the 10 lessons you got from that work of fiction. And, excuse me, and I had apprentices that were going, what? And some would do it, some wouldn't, but it was a requirement that I had for my apprentices. Because I think that anytime you read a book or even watch a show or watch a movie, there's a lesson in there somewhere. And it doesn't have to be overt. It doesn't have to be in your face. It just has to be there. And the best lessons are the subtle lessons. You're like, where you have that moment and, now it's popped and now you're like, huh, yeah. There's quite the famous one out there for Star Trek fans, and it's Picard telling Data, it is possible to make no mistakes and still lose. That's not a failing, that's just life. And honestly, guys, that's life. You can't always win. Nobody can always win. And even if you do everything right, I've done plenty of things right in my life and still lost. I've done plenty of things I thought were right and still lost. And then, of course, I've just totally, screwed the pooch. And there I was, as a loser. You can only run your best race. When I was younger and I was still a runner, I ran my best races. I always tried to outdo myself from the tournament or from the meet beforehand. But even at my best, even doing everything I could, leaving it all out on the track, even then, I still came in second. It's not that it was a not meant to be type of thing. It was just well, dude, you tried, but you can only do so much, and I understand that. So, I want you guys to if you've gotten this far in the video, congratulations and thank you. But I want you guys to look at some of the things that you read, or I know who reads, or watch these days, and I want you to see where the lesson is. Maybe keep in mind, these movies aren't trying to teach you lessons. I watch older, I like action movies. Action movies are some of my favorite movie genres. But there's still a lesson in there somewhere. Whether they think that's what they were teaching or not, I'm going to take something from everything I watch. And I want to learn something, and I want to put it together with something. So I challenge you, take a look at what you watch and see where the lesson is. And take a look at what you read and see where the lesson is. Till then, make sure that you stay warm, stay safe, keep active, be kind to the environment, eat clean, be kind to animals, and do your best overall to be kind to yourself. I'm out of here for today. May the force be with you. Have a great day. Live long and prosper. Peace. Cheers.